I've been seeing a lot of videos recently that have been like, oh, this is your chance to go all in or whatever. I would say I went all in yesterday morning. I threw out every drug that I owned because I had a lot of drugs under like a shoebox, mostly weed, and I have a drug dependency on weed for sleeping, for going to sleep. I do it almost every night. So the other day I got angry and I threw them out. And I'm gonna give you the story why. Here's the story why. All right. So the other day, a friend from work that I knew but I didn't know very well invited me to hang out. For the sake of being anonymous, I'm just gonna call him John. So he invites me to go hang out with him and his buddies on Sunday. He's gonna smoke weed for the very first time. So obviously I'm hyped, bro. I'm hyped for him. I'm like, well, yeah, let's do it. And I know I just said I only do it at night, but like social events, sometimes before a movie theater, I've done it before school at work before. It's pretty rare. I just don't normally do it. And the dude I was hanging out with, he was kind of like vaping. He'd been vaping since I think he was 14 or 15. So he knew what he was doing with that. He wanted to step it up a little bit. So I was all for it, bro. He already had his own device, you know. I was all for it. So I pull up on Sunday and I have to go like 10 miles out of my way too. I made like a 25-minute drive down to this bowling alley. And I get there and he's there. His friends aren't there yet. They're stuck in traffic. And so I hop in his car and we're just chilling. He brings out the device and we try to hit it. It doesn't work. And it took like 20 minutes. We finally got it to work. So we're hitting it. He barely hits it. He waited for his friends to get there so he could like properly hit it and stuff. But by the time his friends already got there, I was high. So that was all right. And it was kind of a pretty uneventful hangout, I gotta say. The hangout only lasted from 5 o'clock to 8:15. That's actually a pretty solid hangout for a Sunday, I gotta say. Yeah, it was pretty uneventful. We mostly just chilled in the parking lot once his friends got there. I was high the whole time. And we went to McDonald's at one point. Went to Quick Trip at one point. We actually did bowl a game. We mostly chilled in the parking lot, but we did end up bowling a game. And I gotta say, dude, my bowling was on point that night. It was on point. But my main thing with the hangout was like, I didn't know John very well. Like, I knew him. I'm friends with him at work. And he's a good guy. He's funny. I like him. But he's just not, I just don't know him. I don't know him very well. I know his name, I know his name, and I know some of his interests, and that's about it. And it was like their friend group. It was me, John, and two of his friends, right? So he's like best friends with these dudes. So I'm high, and it just feels like I'm not really like wanted there. And they were super nice and all that. I guess not. That's not the right words. It's not like I wasn't wanted there. I was wanted there. I was chill with them. They were chill with me. We all liked each other. But it's like they were an established friend group of 3 people. And I had just kind of barged in as a 4th, which was kind of an odd dynamic, And we had some good moments. We had some funny moments, but I think I just didn't belong there. Or at least I feel like I didn't belong there. And that wasn't really like the worst thing in the world. And it's about 8 o'clock, and I'm now just hanging out with John again because his friends left at about 8. So I'm hanging out with him until like 8:15. We're just chilling. He was enjoying his high. He was a little like paranoid, but he was enjoying it. And we're just chilling, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna go home. Why not? So I start heading home, and I get close to home, and I'm like, I don't want to go home right now, man. I don't want to go home. I don't want to hang out with him. And it's not like I wasn't having fun hanging out with him. I just didn't want to hang out with him anymore. Just wanted to be alone. But the reason I didn't want to go home is, I guess, because my mom, dude. I just didn't want to be home. I didn't want to talk to her. She's kind of mean sometimes. I love her, but she's a little much sometimes. And it's alright. So I went to McDonald's until about 9-ish. And then my mom texted me. She's like, yeah, it's a school night. You should probably get home soon. I told her I was hanging out with my other friend. And I actually pretended to take that friend home. I drove all the way to his house and drove all the way back, all by myself, without picking anyone up or dropping anyone off. I just drove around a lot. I think I drove like 30 miles. But I finally get home at 9:30. I'm sober now. And I go up to my room and I go to smoke more because, that's my routine. I already just smoked. What's the point in not smoking? So I go to smoke. It doesn't work. I'm like, I guess I don't need it. So I just go sleep without it. It's 9:30 at this point. Thing about going to sleep, trying to go to sleep after being on that drug dependency for a while is you can't. You get insomnia. So I couldn't sleep. And I was restless. And it was probably about 1 o'clock. And I was still trying to sleep. But it's about 1 o'clock and I'm thinking and I'm angry. I'm sad and I'm angry. And I'm angry at myself. I'm like, how is this a problem that I've been dealing with for this long? I've had this problem since May of 2023. That's what? That's like 8 months. What is that? Yeah, that's like 8 or 9 months, dude. That's too long. I gotta say, that's too long. That's too long to have that problem. So I said, in the morning, I'm gonna throw out my whole shoebox. Because obviously I keep it in a shoebox under the bed. That's the move. That's the meta. And in the morning, I didn't expect myself to actually do it in the morning. And I talked to my girlfriend yesterday, and she was like, wow, I didn't expect you to actually do it in the morning, And I don't blame both of us. It's hard to follow through with that kind of thing. But the thing is, there's like I guess there's 3 sides to me now. I just discovered the third. But the 2 that were kind of pre-established was there's morning me and there's a nighttime me. See, morning me hates waking up. And that's okay. But then morning me, for the most part, is golden, Morning me doesn't want to smoke. Morning me wants to be successful, to do good in school. And then there's a nighttime me. And nighttime me hits at about 5 or 6 p.m. while I'm at work, while I'm at home. And I realize, yeah, I know I said I didn't want to smoke earlier. But what's one more night, And that's how I get almost every night, dude. And it's actually, like, not good. Because I'm getting like that every night. I'm like, what's one more night? What's one more night? What's one more night? What's one more night? It's ridiculous, bro. I can't be doing that. Gosh. So, I think I just discovered a third side to me, which is like middle of the night me. And so at 1 p.m., I'm angry with both parts of me. I'm like, you guys need to take responsibility. And so I woke up in the morning and I took responsibility. I took that shoebox, I put all of it in the trash, and this pissed some of my friends off. They said, oh, you could have sold me that. You could have sold me that bat, or you could have sold me that card. I'm like, dude, get out of here. You're a fake friend for thinking that. You know what my real friends said? My real friends gave me a high five. They said, good job, James. Good job for throwing your drugs out. I'm proud of you. And those are my real friends, dude. My girlfriend said that. She's real. She's amazing. I love her. But I guess you could say I went all in. I went all in. And it's way better, I think, to give myself no option to return. Because each time I've tried to quit, the most I tried to quit for was 28 days. And I did that in August. Not only did I do other substances during that sober time, I mean, I didn't smoke weed, but I did like mushrooms, I did DMT, I did some other stuff. But if I have the option of going back, then I'm always gonna go back. And I wouldn't be sad if I left weed forever, but I also wouldn't be sad if I I went back to it after a few months. But I'm not gonna give myself the option. I'm not gonna go out and buy another one for $50. I actually deleted contact info for most of my plugs. I only left one because she's in my class and she gives me homework answers. But I think it's just better to just have it as a permanent thing that I can't go back on, that I can't. And I immediately regretted it too. I threw it away and I immediately regretted it. So I was at work yesterday and 5 or 6 p.m. rolls along and I'm thinking, oh boy, I can't wait to go home and smoke. You know, this shift sucks. My shift here sucks, but at least I can go home and smoke. No, you can't smoke because I threw all your weed away. And yeah, I'm glad that I did. But I was pissed off, dude. I was at work and I was like, fuck, I don't have weed when I get home. I can't even smoke when I get home. But I'm glad that I didn't. Today is the start of 2 days sober. And last night I couldn't sleep at all. I made 2 huge mistakes last night. One, so I usually have my charger for my phone right by the bed. There's an outlet right by the bed. I said, you know what? What if I set my alarm for 6 a.m. and I put my phone 10 feet from the bed? That way I would have to get up to turn it off. This was a bad decision because I couldn't sleep. And I thought it was morning at one point during the night, and I wanted to check my phone, but I would have had to get up. So I just had to thug it out, dude. But yeah, so I've got probably about 5 hours of sleep in the last 2 days. And I'm all in. I wouldn't want it any other way. I'm all in. So that's what I've been up to. And I'll update you guys with milestones and stuff. I'll update you at a week, 2 weeks, a month, you know, the usual suspects. And I hope I can do this at least a few months. You know, I wouldn't be mad if after a few months I was hanging out with a friend and they said, hey, you want some? And I said, yeah. I wouldn't be mad at that. I'd be okay with that. Because I like weed and it benefits me. It just harms me when I do it too much, you know? I can't have a dependency on it. But I think at least a month will do me good. And that's all I got for today, you guys. You know? A lot of my talking videos usually aren't this long, but this one's important. So I really appreciate you guys listening. And I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe. And I love you guys, man. You guys got it. You can do it. You know that you can do it, right? I am so fucking proud of you, dude. I am so fucking proud of you.